All right. So I guess I should start dating these. Today is August 16th, and I'm going to start the call off with all of your questions because I know Maria had a question, and I don't know if Amy or Jessica does, but we'll just start with any questions you have. Or if you don't have a question, why don't you share something really exciting or something that's worked or an aha?
I guess my one question, I want to be told that it's okay. I had two people respond via the second contact today via email saying they don't want to host. They don't really want to be me in touch anymore. Does that mean I get to rip up their customer care form?
Well, that's a good question. On the second contact, did you say something to the effect of, okay, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to call back on blank? And then they replied saying,
one of the people I actually spoke to yesterday, and we were going to talk tomorrow. I mean, she answered the phone and was going into an appointment.
yeah.
So my email yesterday afternoon was, sorry I caught you at a bad time. Just to remind you, I'm going to call you tomorrow. I'm going to call you on Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. And she responded back and said, I think she just took that opportunity instead of me calling her to just say, I'm actually not interested in hosting since I told you I was, back on the customer care forum, blah, blah, blah. And then the other person was I left a message yesterday, said I was going to call tomorrow. The second contact was verbatim Mo Loren's email with just a little bit of tweaks of my own. Mm-hmm. And she responded and said, too, that she was no longer interested in hosting. Things have happened since, she originally gave me that customer care form, and that was pretty much it. So.
Okay. Well, one thing I might do is sometimes I get the, no thanks, not right now. If I'm interested, I'll contact you. And I absolutely have to honor that. If they say, I'll contact you, I'll just have to put them in a pile, maybe not get rid of it, but put them in a pile of no longer calling back. But if they say, no, not right now, then it sounds like more or less they're saying, things have changed. They're not interested in hosting. So that what you need to know is, are they not interested in WildTree anymore or just not interested in hosting?
No, because the wire wrote back and said, do you still want to receive my emails? From, like the WildTree emails. And she said, yes, absolutely. I just want to purchase on my own.
Okay.
Host a part. And that was the woman I'd spoken to. The other one was a similar type of thing. I like receiving your emails, but I'm no longer interested in hosting. So I wasn't taking them out of my customer WildTree. But just not keeping them in a rotation of trying.
I wouldn't keep them in a rotation of calling. Nope.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. That was a good question, though. That's awesome. Yep. And you'll get a lot of people that say, I'm not really interested right now, but if I am, I'll contact you. So that's more like they want the ball in their court. And that's also, don't put them back in your call rotation, but they still might be likely a good customer of yours.
Okay. Yep.
And I just really feel like that's important. These calls are super, super important as much as all of us have this crazy fear of calling people. We really just want to know where the communication, it's a communication tool. We need to know where they lie on the scale of wanting to do something with WildTree or not, or just wanting to be a great customer. And that's what these calls are all about. We cannot read people one time at a workshop and know what their future might hold in WildTree. Some people will jump right in and say they want to host. Some people will say maybe they want to host, and some people maybe the non-hosting type, but they were too embarrassed to tell you that to your face.
Right.
So we need to figure out where these people are, and that's a huge part of our business. And it's not spammy, it's not gross to call people, it's not icky, gooey grossness to call people and figure out where they are.
Right.
Everybody's lives change every 6 months. Every 6 months, everybody's in a very different life than where they were 6 months prior.
Yeah.
So some of these people, like I had a person, for example, a perfect example of this. I don't know who's on that's got background noise. Somebody's got the TV on.
It's my husband with the Olympics. Hold on a second. I'll mute.
Oh, so, and just unmute yourself when you want to talk. I have a customer who is doing 2 freezer meal workshops for me, who I met last August. And she was super interested at the workshop and hosting, but I did the 5 points of contact last August because she said at the workshop she was interested, but one of those things where she had to check her schedule or something like that. And I followed up with her 5 times and I wrote her off. And I was like, you know what? I did what the system said. I contacted her 5 times. She never got back with me. Clearly, she either didn't like her meals or doesn't want to do this anymore. Well, then she got pregnant 6 months later. And guess what she wants? Freezer meals. So I reached out to her because I noticed she was pregnant on Facebook. And she was just like over them. And she's like, I was going to contact you anyways. I want 2 workshops. I want one right now. She booked a workshop 2 weeks ago for this Sunday. And because of our fast shipping time, I got that turned around. We're good to go. 6 people are coming, and she has 10 people signed up for the one in October.
Wow.
So things change with people in 6 months. So don't leave those old customers hanging. You just never know. Their life is busy, and while Wild Tree might be in the back of their mind, you're going to bring it to the front of their mind. And if they don't want Wild Tree, why are any of us scared of them telling us, no, no, I don't want to host, or no, thank you, I don't want you to contact me anymore? Good. At least you know where they are at right now, and you can move on from your life.
Yep.
You move on to, and there are no hard feelings there. And that's where we really have to let that part of the business go, because that's business. That is not personal.
Right.
Another thing that I'm hearing is people are really nervous to get through all 5 points of contact. But the 5 points are only 3 phone calls. 2 are emails, which are, super easy. How hard is that? With the final one being a breakup email. But the fact is, and I wish Abby Lafert was on the call tonight, because she actually has been so diligent with her 10 calls, you guys. I mean, she's been so on top of getting in contact with people every day. And she is actually reaching out past the 5th point of contact with some of these people. And she's getting responses on the 5th to 8th contact. And she's getting a really full calendar because of it. Because she's not letting people go that said that they wanted to do something. They're just crazy busy right now. All of us are. If somebody was trying to contact me today about most things today, I probably gave the shortest response or didn't respond at all, because it was just too crazy. So that's where a lot of people are when you're calling them. They're in crazy life mode. And we have to give them time to respond. And if they don't really want you to call, trust me, they'll let you know if they really don't want to. I mean, why are we scared of that? I would like for them to tell me, please don't call me anymore.
Right, I agree.
On the 2nd contact.
Yeah.
So it's not weird or spammy. It's just a way to best communicate and make sure we are giving them what they want out of Wild Tree. So
can I ask you about, I have a couple questions about following up with people from the vendor fair.
Okay.
So obviously, like my 5 biggest leads are people that bought things, I followed up with them right away.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's the other people that I just have names for. And then there are 2 people that marked that they would be interested in attending a workshop.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't necessarily have one for them to attend.
Okay.
First, I'm going to offer them the host opportunity again. But so I was just for those people, for example, the ones that marked they'd like to attend a workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Do I invite them to my house then?
Oh yeah. What my first thought is, first get them into your contact base. Wherever you send emails to your customer base, get them into your contacts so that they receive emails, so that when you are hosting an event in your house, they are invited. If you happen to know where they live, if they've filled out the form enough to know what part of town they are in, if they're like, oh, well, we live in Loveland and you happen to be hosting workshops in Loveland, I would just keep them in mind. You know, hey, I happen to be doing a workshop in Loveland next month. You said you wanted to attend. So I would just kind of keep them on the forefront, and I would invite them to events like that. Most hostesses absolutely don't care if you bring, you know, a random person to their house. It just adds to their host credit. But, you know, I would ask, but most of them will obviously say yes. And absolutely invite them to your home, because that's probably where they will feel most comfortable.
Right.
And that's why it's important to remember to have an event at your house at least every other month or so that they get invited. That's a good question.
And then, so what about the people that, following up with people that I just have contact information for? Obviously, I can put them in my database.
Do you feel like you had any type of conversation with those people?
I don't know. I mean, I have their contact information because they signed up for a raffle, right? So they may or may not be interested in Wild Tree.
Do you feel like you had like at least a little bit of a conversation with them?
Not with these people. Like the people that I did feel like I had some kind of conversation with, I have already emailed them or contacted them somehow.
Okay.
So these are just the people I have in their information.
I would at least reach out to them by email and just let them know a little bit more about Wild Tree. And I mean, it might not actually be a bad thing to call them first and just go ahead and stick to the system and give them a call and just say, hey, you know, we had the raffle drawing. I'm sorry you didn't win the prize, but I did want to make sure I reached out to let you know that Wild Tree offers these great, you know, tell them a little bit about Wild Tree. Wild Tree has these great workshops where we put 10 dinners together with a kit of organic products. I just so happen to have an event coming up at my house on September 15th or whatever, and maybe even invite them to an event like that. They would definitely need, they need to hear your voice and then see an email, because it's going to resonate with them a little bit more. They may delete the voicemail or not even listen to the voicemail, or they may listen to the voicemail and just be like, yeah, but then see your email and be like, oh, that actually looks kind of cool. I would definitely say when you're sending information to people about Wild Tree at all, you should send videos, as many videos as you can send them, like the little video clip with the customer-facing video with the kit, you know, just that kit video. It's set to music, the one that came out on May 9th. I always send that to people so they actually see what the kit is and what that looks like. And then like a little video on what a freezer meal workshop looks like. There's that one old one set to music, and all the people are standing around the table shaking their bags, and they're showing coolers and wine and all that stuff, because that just gives everybody a great picture of what it is all about. So that's great to send to those vendor event people, because they don't really know what the heck you're talking about. They might not even remember what you were all about. So that's a good visual.
Could you, I was just thinking as you were talking, Marie, could you also just put them into your, so that they get your newsletter, and then
I would
one
ask.
call report?
I would ask.
It just automatically do that.
Yeah, I would just say, you know, I was just wondering, is it okay if I put you into my newsletter so you get healthy recipes emailed to you and hear more about our specials and organics and things like that? I would ask. Just
technically says it on my
have a
form,
good conversation
out.
with them.
but I don't know that they actually saw it. On the form that they filled out, it says something about the newsletter, but I don't know that they actually read that.
Oh, on the form, did they like circle yes?
No, there's like a little note on here that says, I send out a monthly newsletter to keep my customers updated on sales and new products.
It doesn't ask them yes or no. It just says that's what I'm doing, is I'm putting you in there.
Yeah, well, I got it from the MRC.
Okay, I haven't seen that one, but it's up to you. That I just guess I'm giving my opinion on what I'd probably do.
Sure, ask them first. Okay.
But definitely send them videos. because
Okay.
that's really catching. People are like, oh, okay, what's that? You know?
So you can send videos before I invite them to something, or in
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Remember to call them, introduce yourself again, remind them that you met them at the Mentor event and that they maybe didn't win the prize, but you were wanting to put them into your monthly newsletter, and you're going to be emailing them to showcase what Wild Tree Dinner Prep workshops are all about, or something like that, so that they can expect and anticipate this email and get back to you. And you may or may not hear from these people ever again, but
Right.
just gotta try.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good questions. Anybody else?
So I wanted to share, Maria, I wanted to share something that I did last night at my workshop.
Yeah.
I was putting my packet together like you had, and
Yeah.
so I decided to put it in a folder.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it in the folder, and I don't have, this one isn't complete right now, but I put the order form up here.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I put the order form here, I have the packet here, and then back here I put a catalog with the survey in it, so everything was together.
Okay.
So we went through the spiel, at the beginning, and they all jotted down everything. And then when they went to their stations, I had them put their paperwork, their everything but the workstation recipes or workstation in here, and then I collected them all. And so then at the end, it was like everything was just all together, and it was like so super organized. Maybe y'all have your own ways, but it worked out so well.
Yeah.
And it was like, everyone knew that they had to give me back this, because it's like they're not going to take this with them.
Right.
So it's like they knew they had to give that back to me. And it was just a way to get everyone not to leave and talk to, because it took a long time to check out last night. And it was
Right.
and I ended up getting, there were over like 200 in sales. It was a 6-person workshop. Yeah, it was 200 in extra sales.
Good.
2 parties, and it was fabulous. And and people who they were kind of tired at the end, and I was like, oh gosh, like I gotta get moved, work through these. But I felt like because they knew that they had to return this to me, and it was like, it just looks really like professional, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I felt like it really made a really good impact. So I just wanted to share that. I thought it was
That's
I thought it was
awesome.
good, yeah. And they're like 50 cents at Target right now. They're
Right.
but it's like you know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
It was good.
So are your other pages in Page Protectors, or are they
Yeah.
just in?
It's all in Page Protect, just
Okay.
like you had, just not. Can you see this?
Yep.
So it's like just not with the ring. It's with the
with the like little clippy binder thingy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I just want
Awesome.
on my face. Yeah, and
That's
then
awesome.
I had the order form here. And
I
then
love that.
survey, and then the survey, and then our catalog in the back here.
Perfect.
And it worked really well.
Did you feel like people were tempted to pull out that catalog and be paging through it while you were in the middle of your demo?
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't, because they followed with me. Like
Okay.
they followed the book, because we kind of sat around. It was kind of intimate, and so we sat around the table. So like everyone was engaged and looking at me, and it was good. But
That's awesome.
yeah. And then when we got to the catalog, they started flipping through and like started jotting stuff down, like looking at oh well, I want to do this recipe. How do I make that? So then they started getting really interested in
Yeah.
that. So it kind of and then I kind of pulled them away from that, said, okay, we got to get started. We were like an hour.
We got to do our meals, right?
But then it kind of piqued their interest in for later on to say, oh, I want to get
Great.
that. So it was good. It worked out.
That's really good. I know. And whether you do the folder or the 3 rings or whatever, I just so recommend the packet in general. And just like you said, having them follow along with you. Clearly it's working for you for sales. It's working for me for sales. It's working for a big part of the Wild Tree community to have people follow through the packet. And clearly it's probably because of your energy and excitement too. It sounds like you were really comfortable in front of that intimate group, and really
it was fun. Yeah, I love it. Like I just love, this is like, it's such a blessing, this job, and you can't, I do love it. So it gives me a good energy. It's good.
Good. That's
the thing
awesome.
I've noticed, okay, one more thing, and the thing that I've noticed with like this momentum that's been building is, do you ever notice like you have people who are super interested and book a party right away, and then it's like you can't get a hold of them, and then it's drops off, and then it's like they kind of lose that. And I've been following up, like you said, like 5, 6, 7 times, to the point where I don't want to bother you anymore.
Yeah.
If you're still interested, I'd love to do this. Let's pick a date, and if not, that's fine. Just let me know. But do you get that too? Like,
I've had some
ebb and flow.
Yeah, sometimes you get that crazy hostess. I do like to, if they circle a 10, like, yes, I want to do this. I'm just at the point where like, I'm almost like locking the door. It's like, you can't leave the house until we put something on the calendar.
No, I'm talking about people who put it on the calendar. Like, if
And then they're not getting the
and
invitation
it's
out.
like, I can't get in, or like something changes, and
Yeah, and that's where, that's just sometimes happens, and it sounds like you're doing great in your follow-up, and you just get that sketchy random person who, for whatever reason, and I like your verbiage, what you just said there, like, hey, I don't want to keep bothering you, but you told me this is what you wanted, so, you need to follow up and respond, and then, but I don't think that the majority of people are that way.
What's that?
I said, I don't think the majority of people are that way.
I hope not.
Thankfully.
It's hard to, it's like you want to look at it, you need to look at everybody like they're an individual person, but then it's like hard not to make assumptions, like, oh gosh, I hope this doesn't fall through,
Right.
So it's.
Right. Usually people do say what they're going to do. And it helps too. I always feel like if they ended up taking a free product from me for booking, they have this like super guilty conscience. Like, I can't back out now. I took her spaghetti sauce seasoning.
Right. And I did that last night. Yeah, I got 2. They took 2 products. So
Yeah, that definitely helps.
yeah.
Good questions. Good comments. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Oh, Maria, you also asked about the burrito wraps and stuff. I would go ahead and post. I wouldn't make it complicated and put them into a burrito making group. I mean, that's kind of cute, but
I just thought, because I just posted something, I don't want to be like.
You have to post twice a week on your personal.
Twice a week?
Twice a week.
I don't post personal stuff, and so it's all just.
You have to post personal stuff too. You have to just get good at like posting Wild Tree and then making sure you post a picture of your cute girls, or and then post Wild Tree again and then your cute girls. You have to. I've been following a direct sales Facebook kind of blogger, I would say. She's really big in the direct sales world. She goes to conferences and speaks nationally at conferences. She's young. I don't even think she has kids yet. She's in her mid-20s. She's a millennial. So she is very adamant about the Facebook rules. And she says, absolutely have to post 2 times a week on your personal page. She said groups are okay. So like, I think some of you have some Facebook customer pages. And she said those are absolutely great. And you've got to post to those every day. And then but you have to post to your personal page 2 times a week to draw people in that aren't drawn in. Like, for example, when I posted the burrito post, one of my middle school friends' sisters, who's never reached out to me about Wild Tree before, is all into buying these burrito bundles. Like, she can't get enough. And I'm like, haven't talked to you in 25 years, but great. And I post about Wild Tree all the time, but now she's interested. So you just never know. And I'm always meeting new people and friending them on Facebook and new customers. So if you don't have a customer page, that's fine. Still post twice a week to your personal page, but remember to do the other stuff too, kids, life, yada, yada. And then make sure you post to your customer page, if you do have one, every day.
That's the other thing. Yeah, that everyone last night asked if I had a customer page so that they could share ideas and do that kind of thing.
Yeah, it might be something to consider.
Yeah, you all have those.
I personally don't. Do you, Jessica?
I don't, but it's actually something I wanted to work on this fall, is starting one.
What about you, Amy?
You're on mute.
I'm sorry. No, I was trying to unmute it. Yes, I do have a page. I do have a Facebook page.
For customers.
I was going to do a group as opposed to a page.
And it's not it's a group. It's a private group. It's not a public page. I think like Melissa Tackics, I think is more of a public page. Mine is a group, and I add customers as they become better customers. You kind of have to be special to be on the page is the way I've kind of made it seem. Like I post things on there, specials on there, and recipes and things that not everybody gets to see. So
Yeah.
Okay.
And who's on the phone with us? The 720-270-5096.
it's Melissa.
Sorry, that's me. I'm on mute.
Who is it?
Yeah, Melissa?
Oh, hi, Melissa. Have you started a page at all?
Have I started a page?
Like a Facebook page?
Yeah, I did. I don't use it very well. I'm still kind of getting my I don't know, my work schedule in place,
Right.
figuring out how to balance that with life. So
Right.
I have one, and I have a few people on it. I'm not using it very well yet, though.
Yeah. You have to post every day, even if it's just little teeny nuggets. Hey, this recipe looks awesome. Let's all try it. Hey,
Right.
you know, I love rancher steak rub on my eggs. You know, it could be the most easy things that you can post. You just have to post every day if you have a customer page.
Amy, would you be okay if would you add me to yours? Just so
Yeah,
can-
I will. Melissa Tackics asked me to add her. I added her as well, like a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I can add you, Maria.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'd like to be added too, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Melissa. I didn't know you weren't on there. Sorry.
Oh, that was
Was that
Jessica.
Melissa or Jessica?
That was
Oh, it was
Jessica.
Jessica. I'm
Jessica.
sorry.
Thank
Okay,
you.
sorry about that.
Well, and what's
I'm
the
not gonna-
okay? This is I feel really old asking this question, but what's the difference between a group and a page? Like, is it a group people can comment, and then the page is just like people like the page and you just get the information, or how does that?
Who wants to answer?
Yeah, I don't know that I'm the best at answering this. I just think I know mine's not like public. Like I know like Leisha's is more public. Like hers has like every day somebody works on hers, doesn't she? And I also feel like Sarah Wells, I've been seeing hers as sponsored. So I actually think she pays for like something to like be up every couple days.
I don't think Sarah pays. She runs her own, but she does have more of a public page where she asks people to like her page and then they're following her.
Gotcha.
Easy to do.
Oh, okay.
There's also groups, and you can make a private group where no one sees what you're posting. And it's really the same with the other way. No one else is going to see the post unless they've liked it.
Uh-huh.
But people could be searching for Wild Tree groups, let's say, and get into Sarah's group, whereas they could never get into Amy's group
Right.
because it's completely private. So somebody could be searching Facebook and saying, you know, what Wild Tree groups are out there, or not groups, but Wild Tree pages are out there, and they can find Sarah somehow and like her page, and then somebody's following her. So a lot of the like you could look for Selena Gomez's page and probably follow her. She's not necessarily private, but you have to like her page to see her posts, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So either way is fine. And like I said, that's not something I want people that haven't done their first 6 parties spending a lot of time on, because you need to do your first 6 parties to even get a customer base.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Well, the only reason I was asking because they asked about it last night because they want to be able.
Yeah.
They thought it'd be fun to be able to share recipes.
Yeah, you're getting to that point.
Getting there.
Yeah.
I think the whole sharing piece works a little bit better with a group versus the page, right?
Like, sounds like it would make sense.
Yeah, I think people probably feel more comfortable sharing
so.
the closed group.
Yes.
And again, the people in my closed group, like I'm more willing to maybe give them a recipe off of a workshop bundle. Like, you know, in theory, you have to buy a bundle to get to these special recipes. And what started it was one of my good customers, good friends saying to me, Amy, I wish I could get some of these recipes from time to time. I'd buy more product. I'd use my stuff more. And so I don't do it very often, but every once in a while I'll post something from Backyard Barbecue or something that somebody hasn't bought the bundle, but it's a recipe so that they can get an idea and maybe spark some interest. Is that, and just kind of give more information there than I do on my own personal Amy Bensman page.
Right. Yeah. So is everyone pretty clear about Facebook and what you should be doing? Remember, 2 times on your personal page. It's been working for me. I quite frankly been doing it for years and didn't even know I was kind of following the rule. And I can't tell you how it's helped my business. It just has. It's a very passive way, and it's not the only way to work your business, but it's a layering piece. It's on top of all the other work you're doing. I just can't imagine the business I would have lost had I not been doing that.
How often do you personal post? So 2 times a week for business, and then how often do you personal post?
2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. I probably post something almost every day.
Okay.
And it's not, like I said, and I've been doing that for probably 4 years and only gained me business, and my likes have only gotten higher versus lower. So it's a good thing.
Okay.
And we all, band together and like each other's posts. That's a rule too, especially if we're in the tribe.
Good.
So I'm going to make sure, I'm just looking at my notes of things because we're about to get kicked off the call. We only have a certain amount of time. A couple of things that I learned. There's a really cool website called stepintosuccess.com, and I'm going to post that to the Tribe LIT page. But it's an awesome website that's almost like in blog form that really kind of goes over in detail things like the Power Hour and just really awesome tips for your business for all direct sales. It's not just Wild Tree related. It's just a direct sales website that I've been reading, and it's awesome. So if you weren't even sure what we were talking about with this whole Power Hour thing, what does that look like? It goes into more detail with that. Or there's the whole and all you do, think too. So what does that mean? Oh, that means always be thinking about who your next 2 recruits are, who your next 2 bookings are, who are the next 2 customers you're going to follow up with. So if you sit down to your Power Hour and you're like, okay, what am I going to do for the next 15 minutes? Think 2. Think 2 customers, 2 recruits, 2 bookings. Who can you follow up with to get those in place? So I've just learned a lot of really neat things from that. So I wanted to pass that on to you. And then I want you all to maybe like this girl on Facebook. Like I said, the girl who's kind of a millennial, and she's sharing all these great tips on direct sales and how to be social with your business. She's really down to earth, she's kind of hilarious. And she's really has given me a lot of great tips, and I've really only been following her for like 3 days. It's been really fun. I'm like, oh my gosh, this group's going to love her because she's real and she gives real good advice that's going to actually move your business forward like today. So I'm going to give you all her name so you can follow her page or whatever. Does that sound good? Awesome. Awesome. All right.
I haven't really felt that old until now.
You didn't feel old until now? I know. I was watching it. I was like, oh, wow. She's really young and she's really smart.
I used to be that way.
Yeah, I did.
I swear to you.
That's so funny. All right. Well, any other questions or comments? That's really all I had this week. I really just want everybody to feel comfortable getting in touch with people 5 times and not feeling like that's weird or spammy, because it's really not.
No, that's a truth.
Thank you, and you contact them again, then that's weird, but not until they say no thank you.
Yeah.
So awesome. Everybody gonna make it a great week? It's mid-month. All the kids are going back to school. We're gonna do this.
So burrito bun. Just while we have a couple more minutes, burrito bundle, the snacks and burritos. So anything else up your sleeve to like get the extra sales this month? Like,
Well,
I know,
mystery
offer any
box.
discount.
Amy's doing a mystery box party, but I would say that's probably best for people who have a bigger customer base.
Yeah, and it's not mystery box. I'm giving my hostess rewards. They spend $50, they get entered to win my rewards.
Oh, you're
that's
doing a
okay.
Facebook party.
I'm doing a Facebook party. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and you just invited your customer base to that.
No, I actually only reached out to. This was the thing I posted on last week.
forget
I only
it. Yep,
reached out
I know
to a
what you're
very
talking
small
about.
amount of people.
That's
Yep.
right.
And I'm at like 10 or 11 people who have all said they want to go. So my hope is that they're all going to spend 50. Like they want to be there. They want to see my posts. So yeah, we'll
Julie
see.
Long has had some success with Facebook parties as well.
Who was that?
Julie Long, who's
Okay.
a group, message her. She might be able to add you to an old Facebook party of hers
Okay.
so you can see her posts. I mean, it's a good way to get a few $100s in sales. It's not going to be, I mean, who knows? You never know, right? In any situation, it could be
Just even a few hundred is fine. Yeah, like
Right.
yeah.
Just any little bit can count. I'm wanting this group to like almost like say, what can I do to get any little bit? If that means that you're going to put 4 bookings on the calendar like tomorrow that are your own, then I want you to do that. If you want to do 4 parties this month and you've only done 1, then I guess you're having 3 parties at your house. So pick up the date and start inviting people to the 3 parties. And even if 2 people show up to all 3 of those parties, 2 show up every night, then that's better than what you've got right now, which is 0.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to have a certain sales goal this month, or you wanted to have a certain number of parties and that's not happening, you've got time. You can throw tastings on your calendar tomorrow. You can have one tomorrow, you can have one on Friday, and you can have one on Sunday. There you go. Parties, boom. Invite them to all 3 dates and see who can come